can't keep your name out of their mouths. They can't keep your name out of their mouths.
Crystal cares.
Just gotta keep saying it.
It's your girl who swirls.
Just gotta keep saying it. They can't keep your name out of their mouths. They can't keep your name out of their mouths.
Crystal cares.
Just gotta keep saying it.
It's your girl who swirls.
Just gotta keep saying it. They can't keep your name out of their mouths. They can't keep your name out of their mouths.
Crystal cares.
Just gotta keep saying it.
It's your girl who swirls.
Just gotta keep saying it. They can't keep your name out of their mouths.
What is up, world? What is up, people? This is Mr. You Know Who It Is, aka Gmail Live, aka Gmail Live Fifth on it, aka G-Man Keeps It Real. What up, people? What up, world? It is the sixth, like Dash XP be saying. It's the sixth, like Drake, 6 installments of Civil War shaming tactics. And what we're going to get into is something simple and basic. Something that preferably black women, since black women like to focus on the genetic build of their own people. Something that is judged by the European standard in this country, something that is judged by the American standard. The topic of physical beauty, physical hygiene, aesthetics, or whatever you want to call it. It's a term I want to talk about that is brought up all over. Any social media you look at, this is a part of the roasting culture. This is a part of the petty culture. When people want to really get at you and get at your jugular and get you in your feels, they always refer to this. They say that you ugly. Doesn't matter what type of debate it is. Doesn't matter if y'all arguing about food or pets. Y'all arguing about religions, cultures. You ugly. When they lose the debate, they either cuss you out or they call you ugly. And me, myself, personally, I don't see myself as hideous. I don't see myself as the worst looking black man on the face of the earth. But I want to bring you to a night, just a couple nights ago. I guess it was the 27th of December. Wow, I remember it. 27th or 26th of December, sometime after Christmas. The woman in the background in the picture, y'all know who that is. If y'all know her facial features, she looks just like me. She looks like she used to play baseball with me in pre-Bambino. CK, the girl that swirls. Y'all know who that is. She had a streaming or a live stream one night doing one of her mini rants about black people. You know, the ones that she claims she doesn't do ever. You know, the woman that claims she never talks about black men in any fashion or any facet of her channel. She made this podcast, which is still up, about how black people are the only ones who dump on her. They're the only ones who roast her. They're the only ones who jones on her. They're the only ones who get on her nerves and piss her off. Okay, so be it. So she goes into this diatribe about, I want to confront my trolls now. I want everybody who doesn't like me to speak their mind. This is an open forum. Anybody can say anything on my forum right now. I'm opening it for the haters. And I don't know what brought this up. I forgot what brought this in her heart to do this. I don't know what happened. It could have been some brothers getting at her for talking shit, as usual. But, she's had some run-ins with Cynthia G and Tariq Nasheed and Obsidian Radio and O'Shea Jackson and all these various other media and content creators. So it's no surprise that she's getting the flack and she's the butt end of the joke. It's no surprise. I mean, look at her. So this woman goes on to invite people to, I guess, confront her. And yes, yours truly, was featured on that show randomly because I decided, okay, you know what? I'm going to finally say what I want to say to this wet dog. And if y'all don't know what a wet dog is, look it up. And I did use that derogatory term towards her. She didn't like it. She told me to cam up. At first, I didn't show my face. I'm not going to lie. But she said, what are you, chicken? Are you scared? Come on, line and show yourself. So I did. And her fans proceeded to call me ugly. It is what it is. I'm not bitter about it. I'm not hurt by it. But as I go on with this story, you're going to see why it's so irrelevant. So she invited many other constituents, you know, a lot of older white men, some white men who looked like they pee in a bag, some white men who looked like they were racist truck drivers. And then, you know, she had this other dude up here who had his fucking mic to his fucking face. Looked like he was in a makeshift studio with just a laptop and an empty room. And, you know, this dude was looking just as raggedy and hood. And, you know, he looked like he was fresh off the back of a train. That's where he looked like he lived, you know. I mean, I don't mean to go in on her guest, but it just looked like he was kind of homely. Looked like he was a bum, you know. I mean, it is what it is. That's what it looked like to me. But, you know, she was calling this dude cute. But, hey, this man, he talked very well. And he spoke about CK very nicely. And he was nice to her fans. And I guess that what made him more attractive. Because he was kissing ass. He was sucking pussy. He made their hearts flutter with his nice words about black women and sisters. Oh, I love black women. I love my sisters and queens, and I'm your king, and you know, and all this fucking ashe and nuts and berries talk. That's what made him more attractive. But when I looked at the guy, he looked like a nigga who picks up trash on the side of the fucking road. Like, I mean, he looks like a nigga who, you know, needs help crossing the street. Like, I mean, just being real here, I forgot what the dude's name was. But yours truly, you know, I kept getting muted. I kept getting blocked because I was basically saying, okay, you sitting up here talking about black folks. Then you want to tell me you never talk about black men in your campaigns for white dick. And that was the whole damn argument. That was my whole thing, you know, but I was continuously called ugly. Now, I'm not saying that like I'm conceited or anything, like I think I'm the most handsome man in the world, but what I'm saying is this thing right here has no nerve, no room to call anybody ugly. That thing over there has no room to call anybody ugly. And the guy right here, they are the perfect match. I will say that. They are the perfect match aesthetically. You know, this is the best she could do. And she did tell me, well, you are ugly. You know, my fans are right. You are ugly. And I'm like, bitch, are you popping too many of those damn pills? Have you looked in the fucking mirror? You look like my motherfucking older brother. I don't mean to throw shade on my older brothers. Forgive me, bro. Forgive me. I don't mean to say, no. Let me take that back. You look like my fucking uncle. You look like my uncle, CK. Okay? You're Uncle CK now. Okay? Like, it's undeniable. You look rough. I'm sorry. Anybody who looks like this doesn't have the nerve, doesn't have the gall, shouldn't have the gall and balls to call anybody ugly. The person I'm pointing to right now. Not the white guy, the fucking man next to him. Fellas, when you receive these comments calling you ugly, I don't care what you look like, fellas. I don't care if you don't get any type of trim, any type of woman. I don't care if you have a bad luck in dating. Don't let them slide with that shit. Now, of course, in this show that she had, I did not call her ugly back. I didn't think it was any need to. She knows what she looks like. She looks in the mirror at that ugly face every day, at that fucking mug. Matter of fact, she has a whole bunch of tutorials on how to cover that shit. With all her makeup and mascara. You know? It's amazing. She has to put on clown makeup to work out. Excuse my notifications. She has to put on... she has to put on pounds of makeup to go to the store. She has to put on pounds of makeup to even fucking garden. But she says she wants the glow. Like she's the last dragon or some shit. But it is what it is, man. Like, don't let these women get off with that. Don't let these women get away with that. If you got a debate, if you got a strong point you want to get at these women, get at them, man. Like, don't let that shaming tactic stop you from your mission. And another point I wanted to bring up. These same women, along with CK, that were saying that I was hideous and that I was some ugly monster. They were crying and complaining about how I was one of those black men who stops them from getting a date. I don't understand how a black man who you see as hideous and ugly can stop you from getting a date with anybody. Now, I didn't see many of these women camming up. I didn't see many of these women facially. I didn't see their aesthetics, but I can bet you they were kind of chunky and kind of fat. And the queen of swirling herself has some rolls on her stomach too. If you check out her videos, she's trying to get it right and tight, I guess. But she's not all the way on point. And that's not even a shaming tactic. That's an observation. So I mean, just look at the pimples on her face. Just look at the rosacea, the redness in her face, and the marks and shit on her face. And you know, that's her without makeup. That's what you gotta wake up to. That donkey face. You know, the fucking donkey from Shrek. This is what you gotta wake up with. Look at that. Look at that fucking. Look at that gook. Look at that gook nose and look at it. Look. That's what you gotta wake up to. I am glad that interracial dating exists because this is what's out there. These are the women that are complaining about not finding a man or not acquiring high quality men. These are the women that work in corporate offices who have resentment for the male species because they don't get what they want. But they look like that. And, you know, this girl that swirls has a major market of using those women, using their fields to come at black men for their failed dating choices and their failed dating, in general, you know. It's crazy. But they haven't looked in the mirror yet. But that's all I wanted to say, man. I mean, I have more videos about Miss CK coming soon. It's just some things I had to say about this you ugly thing. Because half these women have not looked in the mirror lately. Really. Ladies, do some self-evaluation before you speak on somebody else. But that's Mr. You Know Who It Is. Civil War Shaming Tactics. Number 6. You ugly. No, lady. No, ma'am. You're ugly. Subscribe. Peace.
Personal comparison. This guy keeps saying it.
It's your girl who swirls.